Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into the Auburn Blitz. Brett and Randy here today, taking your phone calls the entire hour of the program. That's one thing we love about this one, 256-234-6221. If you got questions out there, you got comments, we'd love to hear from you. Brett, it's been action-packed on the show for a while. But I do want to start with our efforts on the podcast, and the same as we did yesterday, I want to thank all of you for finding us. Are we over 14,000 subscribers yet?
We're at 13,900 something.
Almost 14,000, and so we had a phone call in from the Montgomery area just complimenting us on our efforts there, and you can take all of the credit for that. I won't take any. Faith can take some of the credit for that too, but those of you that have been tuning into us here in the state of Alabama, we want to thank all of you, and yes, we love the comments. But Brett and I talked about it this morning on the podcast, and I'll kick it to you, Brett. We like the phone calls. You and I grew up in a generation where sports call was important. We didn't have these outlets that we have now.
Right.
So you got in the car if you were in the Auburn market, or if I was Herb Winches or
Sure.
Paul Feinbaum when I was living in Birmingham for a while. Mm-hmm. They were kind of going back and forth and had tremendous shows there. I loved it. I love the overall back and forth that callers bring to the mix. So I'm still glad that we're doing something like this.
Oh, yeah. It's been what we've done since day one, and we've always said it will have a place in what we do with our program, and it does. What we figured out is that we needed to expand and do some things that we weren't doing, and you guys have answered the call. And, again, we appreciate it so very much. And it gives you opportunities. Everybody can't watch at the same time. Everybody can't listen at the same time. We said going into the new year we would be on all the podcast venues out there. We are now. Again, we've put a lot of time and effort into again, we're babies on this side. I mean, there's been a lot of people out there doing podcasts, probably since 2017, 2018, mm-hmm. when that thing started really, really jumping. And then, we were having so much success on our TV and radio that we just kind of didn't even think about it, and then nor the timing. So we've also had some things change where I've been freed up to be mm-hmm. able to do a lot more, and that's helped. So the podcast thing has been tremendous. To watch it grow from where we were, about 250 subscribers this time last year, and just starting to that thing about to go over 14,000 probably today or tomorrow with the way that we grow. So, yeah, it's all because of all you out there, and the TV and the podcast format go hand in hand.
Look, I want to hit on a couple of topics to start the show today that we talked about this morning, but a lot of you that tune in out there, you don't tune in maybe on the podcast side, it's on the TV side. But these have been the two major topics for us the first couple of days this week, but I want to get your take and let you share those. One, from the transfer portal standpoint and the quarterback room.
Yeah.
We look down at the list of the offensive players that Andy listed here for us, Brett, and there's maybe 5 players left on this roster that we went out, recruited in the high school ranks, and we're going to get snaps from this upcoming season. First off, that's crazy to say. But that's the day and era that we live in. Part of it is that Golish is a new coach.
Right.
But I don't think it's the biggest part. I think it's just the necessity with the way college football is set up that's the direction you go. So one of the questions I had this week as Deuce decides to go over to Ole Miss is, why in the world would you recruit a top-notch quarterback in today's environment? And we talked about it this morning, but I'd love for you to give your take on that.
Yeah, I just think that, the way the landscape of college athletics is, it's changing your philosophy and how you do things. Mm-hmm. And you can continue to do things the way you've always done them, and it's not going to work out for you because the money and the NIL and the portal changed all of this. And when that happened, and again, we kind of went into that this morning, they're both being abused. They're both being used in ways they weren't created for. but nobody's policing it, so people just continue on. So why would you go dump a bunch of money in a kid coming out of high school that has zero college experience? Or would you rather go out and get Byron Brown that's been in college and performing at a high level for 3 years, or Sam Levitt, who's been performing and taking a team to the college football playoff? Why would you not go pay him that rather than a 5-star Gatorade Player of the Year coming out of high school? I mean, it's just common sense now. That doesn't mean that 4- and 5-star quarterbacks aren't going to find their way to Division I football. They still are.
But you may get them on that second go-around.
You may get them on the second go-around,
yeah.
And then you also may get them at a little bit better bargain.
Good point.
Because now they can't command the number that the ones the last 2 or 3 years have been commanding, because you're going to say, well, we want you, but we're going to go get him because he's ready to play. You're not. And so they have to take what they're going to get, and then what they get may not even be at an SEC or Big Ten school. They may have to go to Troy or Jacksonville State or somewhere like that to go get started, which may end up being perfect for them because they'll get on the field and they'll get to start immediately.
Brett, we had a question today that, we're 2 high school guys. That's kind of where our bread's buttered. Brett's been on the road the last couple of days dealing with high school stuff, traveling all over the state of Alabama for the On the Road show. But so we had a question, we had a call in, do we like this as high school guys? If the question is, do I like it? The answer is absolutely not. But I don't think that it matters whether you like it or not. You just got to know the rules that are set in place and be willing to go out there and play them, Brett. And is it good for high school athletics? I'll bring this question up to you. You can answer that one first. But do you think we're going to care in a couple of years? If things don't change, do you think anybody's going to care who's got the top 10 high school recruited class in the country?
I don't think they care next year.
I agree.
I don't think that, again, it's so funny to look back at what you put importance on and what you focus so much time and effort on. We used to talk about eligibility all the time. That's a joke. I mean, nobody even talks about that because it's not important. It's not a factor. Who was the last player you heard or saw that was ruled academically?
I can't remember it, honestly.
So
can you?
That's gone completely away. And so now all this recruiting rankings and everything, we used to do whole shows on nothing but signing day and what did Alabama get versus what Auburn got and all this kind of stuff and how many in-state players you got. Man, that's gone. That's not the future the way it is now. Now, if they come in and they put regulations, and I don't know who they is, I'm just saying they as a term, if they, Congress, committee, whatever, is empowered with collective bargaining and there's some teeth behind some things, then now maybe you go back, and that is important. But right now, in the current landscape, saying you got a top 5 class in high school football with ability to go out and fill a roster now, which Auburn had 34 guys leave, so Alex Golish and this staff is having to replenish them with guys in college. You ain't going out there spending the majority of your budget on guys that haven't played a snap.
Well, I'll mention 3 to you right here that you and I covered a ton because they're close to us, and we were so excited that Auburn closes the deal on 3 high school kids that you and I covered a lot. One's Malcolm Simmons here in town, Malik Blockton, Pike Road, and Cam Coleman.
Outstanding football players.
Were they at Auburn for a couple of years and had some success? Yes. But are they going to be there at Auburn when hopefully we make the turn for the better? No, they're gone. So it does completely take away from I'm building something. No, I don't think anybody's building anything. I think everybody is going out there in free agency and putting the best squad year in and year out together as they possibly can with the amount of money they've got to go out there and put it together with. It's not enjoyable, but I think that it is what it is, and I think we got a phone call.
Yeah, we do have a phone call. Caller, go ahead. You are on the Auburn Blitz.
Well, how are y'all doing this afternoon? How y'all gentlemen doing?
Good, Jeremiah. Appreciate the call.
Yes, sir. I'm also from the day and age of sports call-in shows, so I really appreciate this. This is awesome.
Well, we miss it. We don't do it quite as much as we once, but every day 12 to 1, Jeremiah, we'd love to hear from you here on this show.
Yeah, absolutely. I also want to say I have a Auburn YouTube page as well, and I also have TikTok following. And I have a thing that's kind of coming from people that I talk to all the time, and it's kind of the talk right now, is what do y'all think about all the G5 players coming over, and how's that going to transfer into what Auburn's trying to do? I reserve my thoughts. I mean, I know what I think about it, but there's half of the people that say that they're fine with what Golish is doing, bringing over the players from USF and some of the G5 players, and then some of them are really upset about it, saying it's not going to work. What do y'all say about that?
Well, I think he's doing exactly what he needs to do, and I think the ones that Auburn have, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, I thought the number would land around 15. I said we don't need 20, we don't need 25, but you probably could see it get to 15. It's at 13 right now. We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. These players are the ones I think a lot of schools would take. I mean, you look at Koger, I mean, you look at Singleton, obviously Byron Brown is a difference maker. You look at the tailback that Auburn was able to pull in, the two linemen, where there's a massive need. These guys have played for a couple of years and had quality starts underneath their belt. I don't think it matters anymore where you come from. I mean, I've seen many guys come from Western Kentucky and Toledo and other places like that and go to big schools like Southern Cal and Ohio State and Auburn and Alabama and be just fine because they aren't the same kid that they were when they came out of high school. You know, I mean, we can go through all types of different scenarios and examples, but I think the ones that Auburn picked up from South Florida were the ones on that roster you would have picked.
Yeah, I actually totally agree with you. The one perspective that I wanted to give on it that I think is kind of important is not really just is it going to work or are these players good enough, which we all know, the ones you mentioned, they're absolutely worth the chance and see what they can do in the SEC. But the perspective I like to look at is that with the last 5 years Auburn's had in the football program, Golish is fully aware. He's a guy that I think understands the urgency that we're under to show proof of concept, and I don't think there's any better way to do that than to bring guys in that already understand the concept.
Well, yeah, I think that makes a gap up. I mean, again, another thing that you're looking at is that the chemistry thing gets undersold. All these guys – look, you think about the two linemen, the two Cole guys, and then you think about the receivers, and you think about Byron Brown, you think about Nakai Davenport, the running back, all played with each other last year. They're just putting on a different uniform this year. And then you add in the pieces that Auburn already has. You can't make up for that continuity. It's just – it's invaluable. And I think that's getting undersold here. Not only are you getting some good talented players, but you're getting guys that have played together for a while.
Yes, sir. And that's kind of how I look at it. And the last thing I want to say before I let y'all go, I truly believe, and I've just watched the kid play. I think, and this is just a hot take kind of to leave y'all with, I really think Coger's just I mean, I'm not saying Singleton's bad by any means, but he is a secret weapon that no one understands what he is. If you go watch his tape, he is dangerous, and he was a freshman last year putting up those kind of numbers. Yeah, he is someone that I'm so glad that we got.
Jeremiah, thanks so much for the phone call. 256-234-6221 is our phone number. The next 45 minutes, wide open for you. Would love to hear from you out there. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Adams Motorsports of Montgomery knows it's the best time to ride. Right now, get the best deals on all of our Suzuki and Kawasaki street bikes, side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and dirt bikes. Adams Motorsports has it all, and our inventory is vast. Get out there, ride the streets and trails, and let Adams Motorsports make your pleasure our business. With family customer service and service after the sale. It's time to ride, so come see us on Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery or online at adamsmotorsports.com.
L&M Pawn and Gun, located in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, is East Alabama and West Georgia's complete gun, tactical, and pawn shop. It invites the region to shop over 500 firearms in stock, on the floor, and ready for sale at the market's best values. At L&M Pawn and Gun, we specialize in all tactical guns, equipment, and parts, including AK-47 and AR-15s. Specialized parts for tactical guns as well as suppressors and other parts you can't find anywhere. L&M Pawn and Gun has it all in the USA Factory Stores in Opelika, or shop online, lmpawnandgun.com.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Looking for hometown service and name brands you can trust? Come to Presley Appliance and Furniture. From the best choice in appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid to home furnishings, Presley's is your one-stop shop for comfort and quality. And now we've added the Mattress Shop by Serta Simmons Bedding and top quality sheets and pillows from Caraloha. Shop Presley Appliance and Furniture on Cherokee Road in Alex City or online at PresleyAppliance.com. That's PresleyAppliance.com.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Hillaby Towers is an affordable senior citizens community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East. Spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more information on Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552. That's Hillaby Towers in Alexander City.
Visit our new locations in Gadsden and Oxford today.
At Glenn Smith Chevrolet, let's kick off 2026 with a bang. We will not be undersold. Chevy Traverse with 3-row seating up to $7,250 off. The impressive Chevy Equinox up to $5,500 off. Enjoy no payments until springtime at your lowest price guaranteed today. Smart people from all over the USA come to Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz, presented by J. Smith Construction and Excavation, as well as Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. I had a real good talk with our good friend Wade Bennett yesterday, and hope to have Wade on the program with me several times in the upcoming month to talk about Sensagreen, but to also give Uncle T-Bone's take on Auburn athletics, and he's always got a impassioned take on Auburn athletics right now. And Brett, I talked to him yesterday, and he's really happy. You know, I consider his opinions a lot like the Auburn fan base most of the time. And give your thoughts. He's really happy with the efforts that Golish has given, but he's also happy that Golish seems to be his own man and making decisions that he thinks right for the long term of the program. And I get the same feel from a lot of Auburn fans. You?
Yeah, I think one of the things you look at with Coach Golish is that, and I said this probably while Hugh Freeze was still coaching, Auburn needed, whenever the change was going to be made, they needed a personality change at the top. They didn't need a guy that was – and, again, I'm not trying to diminish being nice, and I'm not trying to diminish, using clean language and all that. Like, that goes somewhere. I'm not saying you got to cuss to be successful. That is not what I'm saying. But a guy that's a little bit fiery and it's people are a little bit skittish to approach sometimes. You don't know what kind of mood he's in. You don't know what he's going to say to you. You don't know if he's going to call you out. He's not afraid to call you out. We ain't had that. We ain't had a guy that walked those halls that people maybe were a little bit timid of approaching.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know what he was going to say to you. And so I think that's what – and we haven't seen a lot of him because he ain't been here very long. So as we get into spring, we'll be able to tell you more about that. I don't know how he's going to run spring football practice. I said that yesterday on the show. That's what Faith and I said. I said, I don't know how many windows we're going to be given. We knew what Hugh Freeze and that staff gave us, but we don't know. And I'm sure it'll be pretty open to a certain extent, but we'll be able to tell you. We'll be able to give our own take on that. Jerry, what's up, man? You're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hello, Randy and Brad. How you guys doing today?
We're great, Jerry. We appreciate the call.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, I appreciate the show. I really appreciate you guys. I think y'all do a great job in keeping us informed on things and keeping us up to date and up to speed on some things. I appreciate that. I'll be brief. I just got a couple of comments. Number one is I totally agree with what you're saying about not loading up and getting all your hopes built up on high school recruiting. And I grew up with all that, and I know you guys did too. My father was big into that. He played football at Auburn a long time ago, and he really, really kept up that recruiting, and that's what I was born into. So we did that a lot, but I agree with what you're saying. And another thing is, and I've gotten to the point, guys, where I pull for the uniform. Yep. I don't fall in love with none of these kids. I mean, I hope they do good, and I don't wish any of them well. I'm not saying that, but when it gets closer to kickoff time to start the season, when they start really working out in August, that's when I'll start getting honed in a little bit more on the roster, and I'll pull like the devil for them that year because I don't know where they're going to be the next year. Hell, I was surprised that Cam Coleman even came back for his sophomore year. And that's just my opinion on it. Like I said, I'm always going to be an Auburn fan. I'm going to pull hard for them, but I'm pulling for that uniform, and I'm not falling in love with any of them. Thank you for taking my call, guys. War Eagle.
Thank you, Jared. Hey, it was Jim's take yesterday, Brett. It's exactly what Jim said yesterday. You've got to, at this point in time, say, I'm for the team and the brand. And it's a lot like pro ball.
Well,
give me the list of players, and I'll try to get behind them, maybe like that basketball team last year.
Right.
It was a little odd for an Auburn basketball team in today's age because most of those guys had been around for at least a couple of years. So you had a sense of a camaraderie from a team standpoint. But this year's basketball team, I'm cheering. I'll be watching tonight, the same as you will be. Yeah. But there's nobody that was there last year.
We do an Auburn show, and that's never changed.
Mm-hmm.
We follow Auburn athletics. Players come and go. Even before all of this, they just come and go a lot more frequently now.
Yeah.
And, when we grew up, we attached to a guy because he was there 3, 4, 5 years. And you were able to buy a jersey, and there was no thought of going across the state to your rival. None of that ever entered if you were called a traitor, if you even thought about doing something like that, because that's how college athletics was built. That's not it anymore. So I don't think that anybody's ever stopped pulling for Auburn. I just think the attachments to players have diminished because you don't know if – and I hate it for the kids growing up. I mean, I had a Lionel James jersey. I had a Bo Jackson jersey. I had a Brent Fullwood jersey. I had a Lawyer Tillman jersey because that's who you grew up idolizing. Yep. You ain't got time to idolize anybody now. Heck, If you got to follow this guy, you just following him, and he may have 4 different jerseys before he gets done. So, again, I didn't mean you can't have a favorite player. It can't mean you can't pull for them and wish them well. But I don't think that anything's ever changed about fans. Fans are always going to support the team. It just sucks that the guys on the team don't stick around very long.
Well, it kind of segues into a topic that you and Faith have hit on a lot this week, and that's the red shirt deal. You know, we'll kind of head that off when we come back from this next segment. But, Brett, it's been a topic for conversation all week for y'all, hasn't it?
It has. We just cut another piece. It'll come out at 3 today, so you go check that out. But I'll give my thoughts a little bit on that when we come back.
256-234-6221. Get your phone calls in.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sense Green. For air that's cool and clean, you care about the air you breathe, call Sense Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, you care about the air you breathe, call Sense Green.
Looking for hometown service and name brands you can trust? Come to Presley Appliance and Furniture. From the best choice in appliances from Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid to home furnishings, Presley's is your one-stop shop for comfort and quality. And now we've added the Mattress Shop by Serta Simmons Bedding and top quality sheets and pillows from Caraloha. Shop Presley Appliance and Furniture on Cherokee Road in Alex City or online at PresleyAppliance.com. That's PresleyAppliance.com.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
This is Kathy Holmes with Peppertree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Welcome to Bunkers. Our friendly staff and vibrant atmosphere make Bunkers the ultimate hangout space for all ages. With 6 state-of-the-art golf simulator stations, you can play around with friends no matter the weather. Enjoy mouth-watering food and a wide variety of handcrafted mixed drinks. With our attached parking deck, access is always hassle-free. Make your next night out unforgettable at Bunkers.
Henderson & Coker is a premier custom general contractor located in Central Alabama. With over 50 years of industry experience, Henderson & Coker has been crafting stunning custom residential and commercial spaces for families and businesses throughout Alabama and Georgia. If you're in the market for a top-of-the-line luxury home or specialized commercial work, contact the experts at 256-750-7383 and check them out on the web at hendersonandcoker.com.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz, presented by J. Smith Construction and Sense of Green. And Brett, we're midway through the show. Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, Montgomery and Auburn.
Yeah, man, can't say enough good things about Kathy and Paula and Jeff and the whole bunch over there. Man, I hate to just name people off because I leave people out. Just such a great group, and been supportive of us, and we are definitely supportive of them. And look, there's not an occasion that goes by that I don't go buy food from Pepper Tree. I mean, 4th of July, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, we've ordered it for all of them. And why wouldn't you? Because once you bring that into your house and you get your family used to that kind of food, if you do anything else, they're going to be mad at you. So, it's kind of like you get hooked. But their ribs, their steaks, their chicken, all the stuff that they do is phenomenal. So go check out Pepper Tree in Auburn and in Montgomery. And, again, we thank them for being our post-game reaction show sponsor during football season, and now they continue that on through basketball season. The first post-game reaction show will be tonight. Faith and I will jump on immediately after the game for all of you out there to give your thoughts. Auburn's on the road tonight against Missouri. That game tips at 6 o'clock, so it won't be terribly late. So make sure you tune us in and join us probably around 8:15, 8:30, just whenever the game's over. If you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you'll get an alert. So do that right now and catch the show tonight.
All right, what's been the talk around the red shirt deal here in college football and show this week?
The talk around yesterday, the Coaches Association voted to take the red shirt number up to 9 games. And look, it's not the end of the world. I don't understand why you can't just bite the bullet and say, let's just do away with it, and let's go 5 for 5. And we're not the only ones saying this. Everybody's saying this. I don't understand really the red shirt rule was put in place to help people that got injured or something happened where you didn't want to waste a year of eligibility. Like if you played a certain number of games and then get injured and you go, well, that's a whole year. Now, just like the NIL and the portal are being used in much different ways than they were designed to be, now the redshirt rule is going to be that way. You got a guy that's going to play 9 freaking games and can keep a year. I mean, okay, for the college side, that's fine because you don't know if you're going to keep him anyway. So you're like, well, heck, now I can play him up to 9 games.
Yep.
And I'm going to get my money's worth out of him. I'm going to get my use out of him. And now you don't have to do kind of what Auburn did at the end of this season where you were going, well, Ashton Daniels can't play in this game, so we'll stick Deuce Knight in there. And then we know you don't have to worry about all that stuff now. You can just – and I think both sides are fine with it. I think players are like, yeah, I'm good with it. I'll play up to 9 games. And the colleges are like, yeah, we'll play you for 9 games and all will be good. But why? Why did you do it that way? It don't make any sense really in the long term. Why are we trying to skirt the obvious answer to all this stuff? Why are we trying to skirt what's going to make college athletics better by getting contracts? We gave a scenario this morning. It's beneficial for the player and the school. I mean, we used the Deuce Knight example. How much better would Deuce Knight, if you knew going in, you got to focus and get better for 2 years once you commit to that school?
Yep.
And then at the end of 2 years, now maybe you brought in a transfer portal quarterback that you learned under, and then the coach goes, hey, I'm not going into the portal next year. You're our guy. And you're our guy.
Here's $4 million.
That's it.
Yeah.
But now you've hopped, skipped, and jumped all over the place. You don't have time nor any footage to show if you're worth that or not. So now you just go to Team B and go sit on the bench, just like you would have sat this year at all. We know what the answers are. All of us do. Can somebody figure out a way to get to somebody that can make a decision and fix all this crap and quit trying to act like this is an amateur sport? It's not. It's nothing about it amateur. We've all decided out here that cover it and the people that make the decisions that academics don't mean squat anymore. So quit pretending that it does.
Agree. So. Yeah, and so let's go to the phone lines real quick. And Hugh from Woodstock, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, this is Hugh Levy. How you doing?
We're great. Great to have you, Hugh.
All right. I watch y'all all the time. I enjoy the show a lot. I'm from down at where originally, and I just tuned in to see what y'all would. I've been knowing about y'all for a long time, but I appreciate it. Hey, I wanted to mention about the 5 for 5. 5 years to play 5 proposal that was put out, and why they went with a 9-game situation. I think more than anything else, NCAA was pushing to not allow the 5 for 5 because they've been worried about lawsuits, they said in an article I was reading, and players that would go back and say they were denied a year of eligibility. So what does that mean? They want to come back and get some millions of dollars to play another year or something? I don't know. But I think that was a big driver behind just going with the compromise they had. So I like the 5 for 5 makes sense to everybody, but I think it's a legal thing.
It is. We have a podcast coming out this afternoon that we talk exactly about all of this, Hugh, and explain. It's basically the Diego Pavia rule. It's guys saying, oh, I played 2 years in JUCO. Oh, I need 4 full years, or I need another year. I don't need those years to count against my eligibility in Division I. Well, I'm sorry. Cry me a river. The JUCO and you being able to play there was part of your path to getting to where you are. But everybody just wants more and more and more and more. And that's why you got 25, 26, and 27-year-old people with the COVID rule, the red shirt rule, and all this other junk, and you got people playing that are 26, 27 years old. It's never going to stop. Always going to be asking for more.
Well, Indiana may have it figured out. Let's just get some 35-year-old ringers. Back in the day, and a little bit of history, that I've kept up with, LSU back in the day, in the early 1900s, got in trouble for bringing ringers in, so apparently we're getting full circle. Hey, I'm going to get off. I appreciate y'all, and appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Hugh. 256-234-6221.
I'm sorry. That's part of your path.
Mm-hmm.
That counts. You either weren't good enough to go Division I then, or you didn't have the grades or something. It's not a cut, but you got a chance to play college football through JUCO, and then you got a chance to go Division I. That doesn't mean you get 4 more brand new years.
Well, and here's the point I made yesterday on the show. Is us sitting here at Auburn, we took a lot of grief last year for how old our basketball team was.
Yep.
But it's look, set me the path. Tell me what the rules are. And you can't convince me that a team that averages 24-year-olds compared to a team that averages 19 is not going to beat them most of the time. And so I loved it about Auburn's team, and I love it about Indiana's team. And you can like it or dislike it, but until the rules change.
But everybody just wants to run to the courts and sue when they don't get their way.
And they win. And they win in college athletics.
So we wonder why everything's broken.
Yeah,
there it is.
256-234-6221. Get your calls in.
I'm Joseph Dean with Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation in Dadeville. We are located at 16797 Highway 280, which is on the corner of 280 and 49 North. With an on-site crematory in Opelika and a cemetery in Tallapoosa County, we are a full-service funeral home. To get in touch with us, feel free to come by or call us, 256-750-0381. And for any other questions, you can visit the website at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
A fresh start begins at home. This new year, Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air is bringing comfort your way with maintenance inspections starting at just $29 and installations as low as $50 a month. Start the year right with Dixie.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484.
Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The all-new Winter Timber is now open, located right next to the Walmart Market across from the Auburn Mall. If the outdoors is your lifestyle, Winter Timber is your new headquarters. From rifles, ammo, and hunting supplies, camo, and all the outdoor essentials, they've got it in stock and ready for you. Winter Timber is here to serve Auburn, Opelika, and the entire Lake Martin area, and they'll make the drive worth it. For the best selection and the best service in outdoor gear, one name says it all: Winter Timber, the best in outdoor needs.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your vehicle or boat to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your boat or vehicle the right way. Located on Highway 63, just about 2 miles from Highway 280 in Alexander City, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz, presented by J.A. Smith Construction, Brett.
Yeah, man, good friends of ours. Glad to have J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation as part of our partners here on the show. And, again, couldn't do the show without them and Sense of Green. But if you need construction and excavation work, no job's too big or too small, you need to check them out. Check them out online. Check them out on Facebook and call them 334-531-0199. But they do all the site prep work before you get everything ready to go. So there's not much they can't do out there. So call on J.A. Smith Construction for your next project.
Brett, let's set up this matchup tonight. 6 o'clock tip, ESPN2, Auburn versus Missouri. It's Auburn 10-6 overall, 1-2 in the conference. Missouri 12-4, 2-1 in the conference. Two of those SEC losses for Auburn, heartbreaking fashion. Yep. So I told you during the break, you know, if your goal is to each SEC game have one that should be a lot of fun to watch, this Auburn team's pretty consistent when it comes to that.
They are. I mean, you know, I don't think anybody's has anything negative to say about the effort. I mean, they caught a terrible break at the end of A&M. Now, they put themselves in that position. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't try to sugarcoat that. You get 16-point lead at home, you only have yourself to blame when you squander that. Georgia, you got to go to overtime. Georgia's, you know, Mike White's done a really, really good job over there of of getting Georgia to a competitive program. They've been a bottom dweller for a while, and, tough place to go in and play. And then, the unlikely thing, you got the highest ranked of all those teams coming into your building on a Saturday after you go to 0-2 and you blow them out 95-73, so much that John Calipari said, I'm not even watching the film on that. I'm not watching them, throwing it away. It's not my team. So, yeah, it's all there. And I think maybe what you take out of that game and what you and I talked about this morning is you hope that Tahad found his role and what he can help Auburn best be. And you hope that Keyshawn Hall, continues to do what he's doing. But they found their formula and their chemistry of how they can win and how they can win convincingly. But Stephen Pearl had said it multiple times in the pre-SEC season that we got to have more than 4 or 5 assists for a team.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about Braden Smith for Purdue. I mean, it's not uncommon for him to have
15.
Absolutely. And when your whole team has got 5 or 6, you're not playing team ball. You're not playing chemistry. So maybe we saw them turn the corner against Arkansas, and they can carry that on the road to Missouri.
Well, it's going to be a must. I mean, you look down at the assist totals for both of these teams, about 1 assist per game more for Missouri than Auburn.
Right.
Auburn's averaging 14.7. But at this time of the year, it's kind of like football,
I don't know how
Brett.
we're averaging 14.
Well, you've got a lot of games where you've run away from the opponent. And when you have those games, those numbers, it's kind of like football.
Yeah.
You can look at the offensive number and say, we look okay this year. But then you got to factor in that Alabama A&M game a couple of years ago, and then all of the numbers are skewed based off of how you performed in that one game alone. Just looking down at some of these stat totals, though, Auburn's I would have thought we had shot worse from the free throw line than we have. But in this matchup, Auburn's got about 6 percentage point better free throw shooting. Ask why.
Horrendous.
Well, it's Keyshawn Hall.
Well,
also, Keyshawn Hall and the number of free throws that he gets and the percentage that he shoots, Brett,
he's a magnet
skews these in Auburn's direction. Auburn almost shooting 73% from the free throw line. The three-point totals, I'd like to see Auburn get that number up a little as the season moves on. A number Brett's always talked about is if Auburn can average that 10 made threes per game in the day and age that we live in, that would be better. Auburn's averaging 8.6. Missouri only 7.7 made threes per game. So the question with Missouri, if you look at the matchup, is how well they defend, Brett. Field goal percentage for the opponents of Missouri is only 41%.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is 5 percentage points lower than Auburn's field goal percentage for their opponent. So I said earlier, I think there's 2 coaches in our conference that's getting more with less than anybody over the last couple of years, and that's Vandy and Missouri.
Yep.
I really think both of those teams coach them up about as good as you can with the talent that they have.
There's no question. Boy, and Vanderbilt's their whole athletic program right now is crazy.
One more segment left. Get your phone calls in, 256-234-6221.
At Central Alabama Community College, we provide a quality education that will set you up for success. Whether you're pursuing a degree or advancing your career with technical training, CAC offers premier programs at 4 campuses in Alexander City, Childersburg, Prattville, and Talladega. From industrial, electronics to machining, our students are prepared for the workforce or further education. At CAC, you'll enjoy vibrant campus life, exciting athletics, and personalized support, all at an affordable price. Your future starts here at CAC. Apply today.
Bundle your home and auto and save money with State Farm's personal price plan. Contact State Farm agent Ron Carroll today at 256-378-6631 or visit him on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer availability. Eligibility may vary.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sense Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sense Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sense Green.
Central Alabama. This is our home. It's where we work, where we play, where we raise our families and grow old. And in the unfortunate event we become sick with cancer, thanks to UAB Medicine Russell Medical Cancer Center, this is where we heal also. We have invested in new technologies and expertise so that now we're able to treat all sorts of cancers, and you never have to leave Tallapoosa County. UAB Medicine Russell Medical Cancer Center. Compassionate, convenient, collaborative cancer care. Right here at home.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Buying a home or property can be the biggest investment of your life. The Wisdom Firm is licensed to close any property purchase in the entire state of Alabama. The offices on both Bent Creek Drive in Auburn and Highway 49 South at beautiful Lake Martin. The Wisdom Firm has you covered. Give Travis and his team a call at 334-826-0722 or check them out at www.auburnlegal.com for all your real estate closing needs. No representation is made that the quality of legal services is greater than the quality of legal services made by other attorneys.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Welcome back into the Auburn Blitz, presented by Sensa Green and J. Smith Construction. Brett, one more segment left here. A topic that we discussed this morning, I wanted you to give a take on the TV side, is Cole Kublik kind of went off yesterday. It got a lot of airplay out there. I've heard a number of podcasts that have actually played that little 2-minute clip. Your thoughts? I know that you've known Cole a very long time, and I've probably said more positive things about Cole and his breaking down of offensive line play, and I think a lot of what he does from a broadcasting standpoint. But your thoughts on the comments yesterday?
I think he was voicing the frustration of a lot of people that, you know, it's a loser mentality if you're going to cling to a couple of guys on your, like, and he said programs have survived players, and no one player, no one anything's going to make or break a program. And I again, you know, I know you can argue and say, hey, Cam Newton won Auburn a national championship, and he did. You know, there are times when players definitely have an impact on a team and their success, but you know, you got to have a bigger mindset. You got to think bigger than that you go, oh, if we get one guy that leaves, you know, then we're just doomed, and that nobody is going to be able to make up for their, you know, their production or whatever. And I think that's what you get caught in when you haven't had success. You know, you had big names, Deuce Knight, Cam Coleman. Those guys did carry a lot of weight name-wise, and they are both extremely talented. but it obviously wasn't where they wanted to be. And you got a new coaching staff here that they didn't have any connection with. So they choose to leave. And for whatever reason, you got to move on. So you got to go find guys that want to be at your place, that want to come in and contribute, that want to go out and perform to the highest level. Look, when it's like anything in life, when you sit there and you go, hey, everybody's always wanting what somebody else has, right? And so just think, the guys that left Auburn, there's a boatload of people sitting down there would love to have an opportunity to put that uniform on and play for Auburn. And the same goes for all these other schools. So I agree with what he's saying, that you can't just get caught up in a couple of guys being the face of your program. You got to be bigger than that. You got to think bigger than that.
A couple of phone calls this week asking for our update on public and private schools and when that's going to come down, Brett. You know better than anyone, not that you're involved in making the decision, but you have been traveling this state and talking to probably more people than anybody. Can you give a bit of an update on how that's playing out?
Yeah, I mean, I think the 23rd is the day everybody's looking at, and that's 11 days from now, and or actually it's 9 days from now, and nobody really has a definitive answer right now. It kind of feels like the private schools will be separated from the public schools, and, you know, I think you're stronger together. I'm just going to be honest about that. And, you know, the public schools have their qualms, and so does the private schools. And you got to have somebody that can come in and try to be a mediator there to kind of – both sides need to give a little bit. I'll give it that.
I agree with that.
You know, and so I just don't think from a long-standing standpoint for private schools, you just don't have a lot of them. You got 47 that have a football program.
And you definitely don't have a lot that have any size to them.
Correct.
Now, can they grow by not having to deal with that enrollment number to stay in certain classifications?
But a lot of them aren't designed to grow.
No,
massively.
they're not. No, and they really don't want to.
They don't want to grow. So, again, what are you going to do, play? You going to be in a 20-team conference?
The top ones, that's all they'd have.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And, you know, and all of them, again, there's all types of different things. And on the flip side, I know the Choose Act part and, you know, the funding and having the eligibility to move around, and should there be some stipulations like used to be with you got to sit a year regardless of where you transfer.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things out there that it's not an easy answer to. But, again, we'll find out more, I think.
I think it's 50-50, Brett.
It's 51-49 was what I was told by a very prominent person yesterday.
So I didn't hear that, but I was kind of thinking it was, if it went either way, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's not just so definitive that it's going to happen, but would I be surprised at this point if it did? No, I wouldn't. And again, we're not privy to any more information like this.
We're not in the room. All we do, we're talking heads. Like, however this thing plays out, Brett and I are going to cover it. And we're going to be out there calling the championship games. And, hey, we may be calling some new championship games for the private schools that are under the HSA umbrella. We don't know. We'll be there. But I 1,000% agree with Brett. I think we're better together. I wish that would be the way that it would remain. But if it doesn't, so be it.
And I don't know that – and, again, I'm not saying anything's right or wrong. I'm just giving a take that if the private schools split, why would the public schools play the private schools, you know, to fill a schedule? I mean, some may do it, and that may be – but if –
some areas it may make sense.
What if the public schools say, no, they ain't doing that? And so you are stuck with playing what you get. And, you know, there was a reason AI teams left. This is not me just saying this.
No.
There's a reason teams left AISA to go to HSA. And we had
competition.
Coaches and people tell us out of their own mouth, we weren't getting the level of competition our student athletes needed. So are you going back to that after some just literally came over 2 years ago?
Close to us, close by us.
So, it's just a lot to process. And so we'll be here for it. We'll keep you updated.
We'll pass it along. Brett will be talking to more people than anybody. I can slam assure you of that. So if somebody knows it, he'll know it, and we'll pass it along here on the Auburn Blitz because it means a lot to the college that we're covering right here. Thanks to everybody for tuning in here on the Auburn Blitz weekdays from 12 to 1.